YouTube channel. My name is Kieran Hunter. At least I hope it is. I don't know anymore. But today, guys, I'm going to be doing a collective reading, okay? Now, what a collective reading means it means that I'm going to be doing a reading for the spiritual collective, okay? This isn't just for twin flames, this isn't for soulmates. This is basically for the collective or those among us who are going through some type of spiritual awakening, okay? This is to help you guys, support you guys, to see where you're at, to help you better understand that some of the events that are occurring right now in the world, within your own life as a result, may be part of some sort of divine guidance, some sort of a nudge, and hopefully it'll make sense of some of the things that you might be experiencing in this time, since a lot of people are in fact waking up, or at the very least starting to question the type of reality that they're living in, their own state of being. Okay, so hopefully those of you who watch me primarily based on other sorts of topics will be all right. And if you aren't, then just insert a snarky reply and imagine that it was funny and made you laugh. Alright guys, so let's get started. I'm going to take a look at the energy first and foremost, with the question of basically what is the energy, what you are going to be, what you can expect to experience during this time. Okay, so nearest future type of stuff. So just looking at the energy that's running through the collective over the next couple of weeks. Alright, I think that's a good place to start. And we'll take a look, alright? So, dear spirit guides and angels, please connect me with the truth of what is going on, the truth of this energy. Please connect me with the energy of the collective that I'm reading for. Please help me to understand what is going through the collective of the planet right now, what is going through people as they evolve and they spiritually ascend. Please give me your guidance to help me out. So again, what is the energy going through this awakened collective? What are these people experiencing right now? Let's take a look, okay? Not that you necessarily need to be going through a Kundalini awakening, a spiritual awakening, but hopefully this does help those of you who are interested in this type of stuff and just want to know what is going on, okay? So let's take a look. So what energy is going through the collective right now and in the nearest future? And I may drop some cards on the floor, which is fun for me and for you, because you'll get to see me do that. All right, guys. So the first card we get is the Chariot card. Okay. Now the Chariot card's pretty important, and it's actually pretty relevant. Right now, a lot of you guys are moving forward in a type of new direction. Okay. Probably a lot of you guys, I want to say even before this pandemic, probably thought that their lives were heading in a specific sort of direction. Okay. Maybe thought that you guys were headed somewhere, that you maybe had an idea of that would be the best place for you, a job, a person, relationship, even your friends, something that you wanted to do, a hobby, a place you wanted to visit, a porn website that you wanted to watch, whatever it really was. That probably for many of you didn't actually work out. For me, but like a month or two before the pandemic even was a thing, I felt the intuitive nudge to get out of California, the United States, and move to my home city of Toronto, where everything has, albeit slowly, worked out much better than it had for the past several years in California, right? And that idea here is because I followed my intuition and listened. My life was calling to me, destiny, my soul contract, whatever you want to call it. My own higher self was pushing me in the direction that I needed to go, and I listened. And that's actually happening to a lot of people right now. There is this energy of traveling very quickly above these storm clouds. And the storm clouds represent everything that's going on maybe in your life, the sort of tumultuous, however you pronounce it. I imagine I pronounced that correctly. Whatever's going on in your life, the scary things, the fear, the storm clouds, the pandemic, the fear running through the planet, the kind of overall human collective, your life might be traveling in a new direction, and you might be feeling some momentum towards that. Maybe not all of you, but you can expect to feel that. And of course, all the energy is really given towards your perspective, but if you can start to see that maybe your life is heading in a new direction with some type of positive momentum and drive towards it, then you might start to see that there is an opportunity probably ahead, okay, for many of you. Now, with the Chariot is definitely a good card to get, I think. Sometimes it can mean about just having all of the drive, but you still need some sort of grounded destination to land at, right? This crow is flying very high, kind of like a 747 in the sky on its way to, from Newark to, Aruba. And I don't know why I picked Newark. I'm sorry for those of you who live in Newark. because I've been there one time, and that was enough. But sky, the planes in the sky, 1,000 miles up, or however, I don't know, 1,000 miles, probably not 1,000 miles, but high up in the sky, traveling to its destination. There's some momentum there, but it still needs to land, right? So this is a time of new directions for the collective. A lot of you are heading somewhere, which is pretty important and actually quite true that I've seen in my own life and a lot of other people. So sometimes it seems initially scary and uncertain, but then it ends up sort of all right. But let's take a look and keep going, right? So what other energy can we get? What else can you tell me about the collective energy? This is difficult times, kind of strange, not the most secure, especially if you become afraid of what's going on. Okay, yeah, it's funny that I mentioned fear, because then we have the Tower card. So a lot of you guys right now are probably having your foundations shaken up, okay? Lightning hits the tower, clock tower goes boom, crow flying near the tower for whatever goddamn reason, but the idea here is that things are getting shaken up, things are falling apart. Now, whether or not this has already happened to you, in the process of happening to you, or will happen, I can't speak to that, but generally speaking here, the Tower card, two major arcanas here, is talking about the disruption of your life. And again, having it next to the Chariot card is almost like to reinforce the idea, if you were heading somewhere, Tower card blows up and your plans are kind of like, oh shit, right? You thought that one thing and the next thing, it didn't, right? I have some clients of mine that read for me, or that I read for them. They don't read for me. That's the opposite. That I read for them, and some of the shit that's going on in their life, quite disruptive and scary. Reminds me of this Tower energy right here. So this means that changes are occurring. They've occurred in my life. Lots of crazy shit. Different things falling apart. But the idea here is that, not letting it destroy who you are, because when the Tower comes down, the energy and the meaning is that it really wasn't built on some sort of solid foundation. Okay, something is meant to come down to break apart the old to start something new. Okay, so it's not the end of the world, but it is an unexpected sort of disruption. It is a change. Okay, we now have the Nine of Wands. Okay, the Nine of Wands is about persistence. So a lot of you guys are basically forcing yourself to continue. Okay, a lot of you guys may not feel right now very spiritually inclined. Maybe some of you do. And maybe some of you guys have just been through the shit. The Nine of Wands, though you can't see it really in this card, is about a tired person, in this case a crow, trying to complete a project, and it's almost there, but it's just having a hard time of finishing it because he's kind of worn out and had to deal with a lot of shit along the way. And that's kind of the issue. A lot of you guys might be personally feeling like that in your day-to-day lives, right? While this heavier, more objective energy is happening in the surface, in your day-to-day life, a lot of you guys might be feeling like you're constantly just having to struggle to get by, but that you're having to persist and that you're not wanting to give up. But I also think a lot of you guys are finding some sort of inspiration in knowing that you're quite close, and you might feel that you're quite close and don't know that at all, because it is often darkest before the dawn. I'm not a fan of cliche sayings myself. Darkest before the dawn. The eat the cake and have it too. Wear a condom. I'm not a great fan of cliches, but there is something to that darkest before the dawn element, because I have found it to be true in my own life. Pain is often a very good experience. So a lot of you guys might be actually feeling quite empowered to keep going, having this element of spiritual strength on your resume, your spiritual resume, so to speak. But some of you guys might be just feeling worn the hell out, right? Which I totally get. And sometimes there is no real advice for that, right? Look at this, right after we have the Ten of Wands, okay? So we're already in ascending order. And that's, again, feeling overworked, having a lot of responsibilities, feeling stressed if you let it, right? Because there is a burden, the crow carrying all these sticks towards its destination. But again, the 10 is a form of completion. So while it's heavy and it's a burden, you are getting it done and you are about to reach some sort of objective and completion. Again, things are actually very close to some sort of resolution. Okay, there is an element of having worked hard to reach the end, and the end is in sight. There's just a little bit more to go. And I think for many of you, for many people in this sort of awakened collective, May is going to be a very important month. In June, you might start to see things might really start to relax. And I think that that's going to be the case globally as well with this pandemic. And let me just get one more card to see what's running through the energies right now of the planet. Because this is what's just going on with a lot of you guys, right? And yeah, this makes a lot of sense, because now we have the Ace of Pentacles, okay? And that goes back to the opportunity that I was talking about at the beginning, okay? So the Ace of Pentacles, a lot of you guys are working hard, striving this new direction happen in order to reach some type of new beginning, some financial opportunity, whether or not it's moving, getting a new house. For me, it would be moving into an apartment. I've gotten a very, very good job, and my thing is moving into a new apartment, right? That'll be a next big step for me. That's my thing. For some of you guys, it might be an apartment, it might be a house, it might be traveling somewhere, it might be getting a new place, refurnishing, of course. It could be an opportunity, a job opportunity. Could be some kind of offer from something. Could even be relationships, of course. This idea is different for everyone, obviously, but everyone has a goal in sight, right? And that's why you have the Chariot card, is you still have this goal, but the new direction has forced you to go zigzag. And that's often how the spiritual journey goes, is you start in one direction, but it kind of goes like this, because healing isn't linear, and the spiritual awakening, the journey here, isn't about being the best. It isn't about having your ego. It isn't about beating everybody else. It isn't about comparing yourself. It's about removing shit that doesn't belong inside of you, so that you can get what you want by feeling that you deserve it, by feeling that it was already yours in the first place. It's not about comparisons. It's about getting what's yours and feeling empowered in doing so. That way you believe it, and you learn the lessons from it, and you feel like you accomplished something rather than just having it handed to you. Ace of Pentacles is an opportunity that you guys are heading towards, and that is why you guys are doing the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Wands. You guys are feeling that stress. Tower card shaking things up. Chariot still heading in this new direction, towards this Ace of Pentacles, towards this new beginning. And a lot of you guys, if you have stayed grounded during these last month or so, maybe even 2 at this point, that Ace of Pentacles is promised to you, and I think it is for a lot of people still. Okay, so remain staying grounded, keep at it, because it is almost complete. Okay, you are almost completed in that journey. Again, 9 and 10 of Wands. You're very, very close to this new beginning. Okay, completion, and then right after you have an Ace. That's pretty cool, at least to me. Okay, so I'm going to move those cards up, and I'm just going to get I'm going to get a future outcome. So what the future of this collective is going to look like. Probably just maybe pull the same amount of cards. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. So dear guides and angels, what is the future energy of this collective? What is the outcome, I should say? What is the outcome of this collective that I'm reading for? Technically this was also current and future, but let's take a look. So what is the future outcome for this collective? Where are these people's goals and dreams taking them? Okay, so we have the Two of Wands, so the Ace, and now here with the 2, right immediately after. In case you guys don't know, an Ace is a 1. Okay, so 2. 2 of Wands here. The Two of Wands, while yes, they're in this deck, there is a couple. Presumably, they're romantic in some way. I usually don't snuggle my friends' heads, but, you know, to each their own. But this idea of maybe going together forward with someone, but it is about partnerships in a way, so... but the Two of Wands generally speaks of planning for the future, having the world at your feet, looking at a globe, and essentially, kind of where do I want to go from here, right? So the immediate future of your plans, of this energy for you guys, is being in a place where you guys are looking forward to the future. And that's very important, because you guys are going to feel like there is a future again, like a sense of what I can do, where I can go. You have this opportunity coming, then the future energy is kind of like, oh, okay, I can take this and I can do this and I can work like this, and that will help me like this. Even in my own life, and I never talk about my own life as if some sort of bragging, it's more to just help you guys understand or relate to what I might be experiencing, and vice versa, truthfully. But in my own life, you know, I can start to see, because of my own Ace of Pentacles, where I can go 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, the future. Things are starting to make sense. I can start to see them. And that's what the Two of Wands talks about. It's about being able to see with a vision. Okay? And so a lot of you guys are going to be able to experience that. Okay? Continuing on with the outcome. Okay, so we do have that Two of Wands. Perfect, perfect. We do have the Knight of Pentacles to match the Ace of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is about some sort of stability. It is about an offer again. Great card if you're looking for a home or an apartment or a shelter to live in, or a rock somewhere underneath a bridge. Whatever really is your kind of, whatever you're really looking for in a place, great card to get. But the Knight of Pentacles does speak to an offer. It is slow moving. That is why it has been taking a long time. But because it's slow moving, it's grounded. Sometimes in life you get lucky and things kind of flow right into your life as quickly as they possibly can. Other times things take longer. Not every opportunity is going to be a good opportunity, but the Knight of Pentacles is, in my experience, a very stable, grounded offer, something that can be relied upon and something that you really can sort of, it's not going to leave you and fall apart, right? It is much more grounded, okay? So there is an offer coming for a lot of you guys. There is a sense of stability and financial independence coming for many of you, or just, again, that new experience. So as an energy, the Knight of Pentacles is saying you're going to be feeling grounded probably because of the events in the future. A lot of you guys having your status sort of raised, okay? Doesn't mean that you're going to go from a maid to the president, but it does essentially mean that you'll go from one area of your life to the next area of your life. And because of the towers and all the shit that's going in your life, it actually ends up being quicker. And that is sometimes something that happens on this journey, is things unfold in a chaotic way because our soul, higher self, the way that our lives what have been planned out originally, it's maybe taken us too long. It's like, you know what, it sees sort of a loophole, and it's like, okay, well, if I go through this amount of shit and experience, I can get to where I'm supposed to get quicker. Okay, and while you as the human, in your human experience are seeing the shit unfold in your life, you might of course immediately go, ah shit, this sucks. What the hell am I going to do? Someone rear-ended me, I lost my job, a crocodile bit my foot, for those of you who live in Florida. All that shit might actually be leading towards where you really wanted to go in the first place, okay? And it actually getting you there quicker and faster, just with this element of added experience along the way, okay? So that's sort of how, in my experience, how the journeys usually go. Anytime I've experienced some sort of difficulty or plans come unhinged, it's worked out in a way where the experience has actually gotten to me there quicker, okay? So Knight of Pentacles is very good. And then let's see what else we can get for that future outcome for your guys' energy, for the collective energy. Okay. So we do have the Devil card. Devil card coming out is talking about this sense of attachment. Okay, there are these negatives in your lives. Okay. Now, with the blue bird, that's you guys needing to free yourselves from this monstrous, sort of disgusting crow. This bird, obviously probably not a real crow in your real lives, but this element, metaphorical, something chaining you guys. So in the future, as your energy, you guys are probably going to have to, there is going to be things that are still attached to you. And so as a future energy potential, a lot of you guys are going to be like brought to terms or having to face, essentially, your inner demons, facing your fears, by removing yourself from obstacles that are holding you back. Knight of Pentacles, Two of Wands, you get what you want, and now you're in a position to deal with the bad. It's hard to deal with fear, with inner demons, with the problems of your life, when you have daily concerns, not enough money, worried about the future, not sure where you're going to be. This difficult journey is, of course, hard enough. It's just hard to deal with what you really need to deal with in that moment, right? And there is pressure to, of course, deal with it all at once, but sometimes there's some loose ends, right? And so going forward, you're going to be able to clear up those loose ends, right? Yeah, because you have the Strength card. It is about having the strength to persevere through those attachments, through those people, removing codependent friends or that you're codependent on, or vice versa. Just removing any elements, people, even if they're parents, old friends, paying back karmic debts, right? A lot of you guys probably going to be paying back things, things of the past, either money related or, for me, I'll be paying back people that I don't necessarily like to this day, but I'll be doing it because that's, in my opinion, sort of a noble or something, or a principle. You borrow money from someone, you pay them back. That's how I live my life. I'm not like that kind of person, but doesn't mean that I'm necessarily friends with these people in my eyes, right? So paying back karmic debts, paying off karmic debts, maybe literally or metaphorically, but having the strength to move forward past attachments, codependencies, addictions, for a Three of Pentacles energy outcome of recognition. Having your hard work be recognized, all this work up here that you've been going through, having it be recognized, having some sort of rewards. You can see this crow kind of like decorating and everything. It's about being recognized. You've been doing a lot of stuff, music, writing. my God, whatever it is you're into, cooking, drawing, art, maybe things less artistic, things in your own workplace, your job, your home, of course. The idea here is having some sort of recognition for the things that you've been working towards, okay, and having that either come back in a sense of emotional gratitude or financial, but hopefully, for many of you, financial. But it could just, again, be a promotion, something like that. It doesn't have to be getting a contract or a big old deal, but in whatever that way it resonates for you, that is sort of a very positive outcome to get. Okay, so finally, to end this collective reading, I am going to just get some guidance for you guys using this oracle card deck. Okay, I'm going to read it from this little booklet. Hopefully it'll give you guys a good answer. So what advice do you have, guidance advice do you have for people right now during the collective? What is it that they should be healing, focusing on? Let's see, I'm going to try and get 2 cards, okay? Okay, the first card is Maple, talks about relationship balance. And the second card is Elm, trust your intuition. Alright, so let's read those, because I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I assume Maple has to do with relationship balance, but I don't know the exact words. So let's take a look, read it. It'll be fun. You'll listen to me read. It'll be like a little reading thing, like a little kid thing at a bookstore that they used to read to the kids, and that was fun, right? You guys remember that? Okay. Alright, so I guess we'll start right here, okay? So, opportunity to restore and establish greater balance in your personal and business relationships is at hand. Relationships now hold sweet promise and are moving into higher aspirations. The inner fires are being awakened, and this will strengthen relationships, making them healthier. As a result, your intuition is sharper and your creativity is stronger. So that's pretty interesting that the intuition just came there. So yeah, guys, opportunities to restore a lot of your balances, fires being ignited, passions being stoked, things moving forward, okay? And now for the Elm, which again is trusting your intuition. So, Elm is one of the kindest trees. It lends its gentle strength to those who open to it, helping us to overcome exhaustion, right? 10 of Wands and stuff. Especially that which is accumulated over great lengths of time. It helps us access more universal energies around us. This in turn stimulates our intuition, making it stronger and clearer. Elm's appearance heralds a time to trust in your intuition. Find strength in listening to your own inner voice. You are beginning to sense, feel, and even see that which has not always been visible, around you and around those you deal with daily. Trust it, no matter how strange it may seem, it will prove itself out. That's exactly true, guys. A lot of you guys are waking up. If you're already awake, you're kind of ascending into new levels, understanding things about yourself. Trust your intuition no matter how strange it seems. I am not just saying this as like a weird after-the-fact prediction. When I was in California in December, I knew something bad was going to happen in the United States and the world. I just felt it, and I knew that I needed to get out. Now, I thought that was going to be like a mass shooting or whatever the hell, all that weird American shit. But it turns out it was like a whole pandemic thing, and America is like one of the worst places to be right now, especially California. So I got out in the right time, like in the perfect time I got out, even though it was more safe or comfortable for me to stay where I was. But without it, I wouldn't have grown as much and gotten the opportunities that I needed here. So the idea there is that I trusted my intuition, but it seems strange to just suddenly move to another country. But I did it, and it worked out, I think, pretty well. Same thing applies to you guys here. Whatever your intuition is telling you, whatever you feel you should be doing or thinking or trusting, believe in that because it is true. And I know that from experience and at least 2.5 years of this spiritual journey, and I've seen it play out in my life before that as well. So anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this collective reading. If you guys do enjoy these kinds of things, let me know, and of course if you like it, comment, please. But also, if you guys are interested in personal reading, stuff like that, my website and link will all be in the description box, okay? Alright, guys, hopefully you guys had a nice week.